Hey, it's Mr. E here, and in this video we are going to cover how to write the converse, inverse, and contrapositive of a conditional statement. So here we are given a conditional. Let's talk a little bit about what a conditional is. A conditional is an if-then statement. It's an if-then statement. You see the if and the then there. It has what we call a hypothesis, which in this conditional it's labeled P, that's the hypothesis. And it has a conclusion, which you see here in red, and it's labeled by using the letter Q. So the conditional is just an if-then statement, and it's symbolized in this way: if P, then Q. That's the general form of a conditional. And the conditional here is if the angles add up to 180, then they are supplementary. We're not really concerned whether or not that's true or false for this video. That could be one of our concerns later on, of course, being that this is a geometry course. But for now, we're just focusing on how you write the converse, the inverse, and the contrapositive. Whether or not those are going to be true or false. We're not interested in that. So what's the converse of this conditional? Well, the converse switches P and Q, switches the conclusion and the hypothesis. So the converse here would be if the angles are supplementary, then they add up to 180. That would be the converse, because we just switched the hypothesis and conclusion. Switch P and Q. Okay, here's the symbol for inverse. And here's how you read the symbol. It says, if not P, then not Q. So let's go ahead and add the word not to the conditional. That's what the inverse is doing. It's negating or adding the word not to the conditional. So it's negating the conditional. That's what the inverse does. So let's go ahead and do that. You're going to negate the hypothesis and the conclusion. You're going to negate P and Q. Add the word not. So it says, if the angles do not add up to 180, then they are not supplementary. The contrapositive, here is the symbol. It says, if not Q, then not P. So you could think of the contrapositive as negating the converse. So it's negating the converse. So let's go ahead and do that. The converse is if the angles are supplementary, then they add up to 180. So the contrapositive is if the angles are not supplementary, then they do not add up to 180. Okay, so that's just basically how you would write the converse, inverse, and contrapositive in general. I hope this video helps. Take care.